Hello everyone, my name is Sean. I am the Crypto Smith and welcome back to the channel. Tomorrow is a very big day for crypto. Now when I say that, we all know these Henman emails are coming out and we should really finally get a look at if it's really going to be that bad for the SEC, as Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati have stated in the past that these emails and the content within is going to shock us. Well, I don't know if it's going to shock us because I think most of us already know how corrupt the SEC has been in their dealings with crypto. So I guess we'll have to wait to find out and see really are they shocking. But this is developing into a war against crypto or a war against the SEC and Gary Gensler. It's getting very interesting right now. There is a huge push in the market for everybody to try to get the SEC out of crypto or out of the regulation game or out of the regulation by enforcement game. Now, here is Warren Davidson today saying, "Today I filed the SEC Stabilization Act to restructure the SEC and fire Gary Gensler," right? I love that he's just throwing it right out there, right? We're not guessing what he wants to do. We know what he wants to do. U.S. capital markets must be protected from a tyrannical chairman, including the current one. It's time for the real reform and to fire Gary Gensler as chair of the SEC. Here's his statement below. Warren Davidson, serving Ohio's 8th District. U.S. capital markets must be protected. And then here was his statement below, and it also is co-signed essentially by Tom Emmer, both friends of the crypto market as far as we can tell right now. Hopefully they can actually do something. It says, Tom Emmer joined me in this critical fight to protect our markets. Of American investors and industry deserve clear and consistent oversight, not political gamesmanship. The SEC Stabilization Act will make common sense changes to ensure that the SEC's priorities are with the investors they are charged to protect and not the whims of the reckless chair. So, and they're talking about Gensler, obviously. So here is what they kind of envision, right, in just a couple of pictures here, right? Old structure, right? Here's old Gary Gensler with a circle slash through him. And here's the new structure, right? And it would be 6 commissioners and then 1 executive director, possibly a little bit more democratic as far as what actions they may bring or what rules they may write, right? It would be very interesting to see. Now, unfortunately, this is all talk at this point because this has to get passed. In order for them to do anything, this has to pass the House and Senate, and I don't know that that's going to happen because there are plenty of Democrats on the other side who would be just as happy to see crypto fail in the U.S., right? And we know who those people are. So it would be very difficult, I think, to get this thing passed. It is a good start, and it does definitely throw stones at the SEC and Gary Gensler specifically. So who's going to win this war? Is it going to be the SEC? Is it going to be crypto and pro-crypto legislation? Here's another one from CoinDesk. It says, the new crypto bill Gary Gensler doesn't want you to know about. U.S. law doesn't let appointed regulators override elected officials, but the SEC head may be doing just that. And then it talks about how Gary Gensler is basically going against the wishes of Congress. And as when Gary Gensler's Securities and Exchange Commission this week filed securities charges against America's biggest cryptocurrency exchange, which is Coinbase, they were premised on a single core idea that U.S. law already includes necessary tools to regulate cryptocurrency assets and marketplaces. Gensler, an appointee of Biden administration, consistently repeated that crypto doesn't need new rules. And we all know that it does need new rules and it needs clear rules. Crypto assets cannot be regulated the same way that orange groves were trying to be regulated back in the 40s. But legislators from both the House and Senate and belonging to both parties seem to disagree. And so now we've got they clearly don't agree that the status quo is good enough. And it goes on to say, just 2 days before the SEC actions, House Financial Services Chair Patrick McHenry and Ag Committee Chair Glenn Thompson released a collaborative draft bill called Digital Asset Market Structure and Investor Protection. And you can click on this here and it'll take you there. And obviously it's going to be this House Resolution 4741. And it's going to give you all of the definitions and how they would like it to work. Obviously, it's a very long document. I'm not going to read it to you here today. But you can go and view this for yourself and see exactly what's in it. It's good for crypto, right? It wants to really specify that most cryptos are going to be considered commodities and likely controlled and regulated under the CFTC. So plenty of evidence that Congress currently does not like what's happening with Gary and the SEC. And here again, a pro XRP lawyer says SEC will crush crypto until big banks can control majority of market. Now, this is on the narrative that the SEC is going to win this crypto war. Pro XRP lawyer John Deaton says that big banks will attempt to swoop in and acquire vast pieces of the crypto market after U.S. SEC hammers it down, right? The idea here is that, and this has been, we'll call it a conspiracy theory until it comes true, and then it's just the correct theory. So the idea is that the SEC, at the behest of the large banks, JP Morgan's and such, that they are requiring him to put the hammer down on crypto, shake everybody out, crypto prices go low, they can swoop in, save the day, acquire a bunch of crypto assets, and then Gary will magically come up with some rules and regulations that are going to benefit the big guys, of course, and pretty much kill off everything else, including decentralization for the most part in this country. He says that once banking giants like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs get their piece of the crypto pie, U.S. officials will conveniently draw up regulatory framework for the industry. Crypto isn't dead. I will say this again. This is all about crushing the market, and then watch JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs will get a bigger slice and give Gensler a call, and then there will be some framework worked out at that point. I tend to agree. I don't really know exactly who's pulling the strings behind the scenes. I know that Gensler is good friends with Elizabeth Warren, who absolutely hates the crypto industry and would love to see it driven out of the U.S., which doesn't do anything about crypto, right? Crypto will still exist outside the U.S., and all of that innovation, new technology, and benefits will just go to other countries like the UK, China, Japan, everybody else who is starting to embrace crypto and becoming crypto positive. So let me know what you think about the crypto war, right? Is it all-out war against the SEC? Is it all-out war against crypto? Who's going to prevail in this fight? And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen over the next few days as we see these Hinman emails and what's contained within, right? Is it really, really going to crush the SEC? Is it really going to crush their case against Ripple and XRP? And is it going to have an effect on the cases going forward against Binance and Coinbase? I'm interested to hear what you have to say. Do me a favor, like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I do appreciate it. It does help my channel grow. This is the entire reason I'm here. And that's it. I'm out. We will see you on the next one.